Esperanto Basics, simplified for English speakers. Third lesson, verb tenses. Now, English speakers might be a little worried at this point, thinking that's a lot to learn, but Esperanto is a lot easier than English. Esperanto Basics, simplified for English speakers. Third lesson, verb tenses in Esperanto. As in the first two lessons, italics will be used to show Esperanto text as we replace or augment English words. In English, most verbs are pretty straightforward, but many are irregular, making them take a long time to master. In Esperanto, all verbs are regular. There are no exceptions to this rule. So you learn how to conjugate one verb and apply that knowledge to all of them. It's mainly just a matter of practicing the various tenses. The simple present tense is marked with the as ending. So, the dog runs becomes le hundo corras, and the bird sings becomes la birdo cantas. The simple past tense is marked with the is ending. So, the cat ran becomes la cato corris, and the bird sang becomes la birdo cantis. The simple future tense is marked with the os ending. So the bird will run becomes la birdo corros, and the dog will sing becomes la hundo cantos. Notice that unlike in English, the form of an Esperanto verb does not change for the number of the subject. So the dogs run becomes la hundoj corras, and the birds sing becomes la birdoj cantas. The cats ran becomes la catoj corris. The birds sang becomes la birdoj cantis. The birds will run becomes la birdoj corros. And the dogs will sing becomes la hundoj cantos. Remember that you can practice new phrases using English words to substitute for Esperanto words you don't yet know or have trouble thinking of, so that you don't forget what you have learned, and so that you become more fluent with Esperanto grammar. So you could say, la beautiae floweroi blumas, while you're practicing. And change it to la bellae floroi floras, after you have learned the Esperanto words to say such a thing. You could also say la dogoi runas, or perhaps la bigai catoi grois, or maybe even la smallai dogoi groos rapide. The Esperanto word rapide means rapidly. But you don't need to concentrate on the e ending in this lesson. I just wanted to point out that the English word rapid is a cognate of the Esperanto rapide. Just remember the translations of one verb into all three tenses, and practice applying those tenses to any verb you can think of, even if it's not an Esperanto verb. Picture a race. Will run, runs, ran. Now in Esperanto, corros, corras, corris. Picture a trip to the library. Will read, reads, read. Okay, maybe that last one did read if you're just looking at it in text. Esperanto won't play those kinds of tricks on you like English will. Now in Esperanto, legos, legas, legis. If I say mi legas, it can mean I read or I'm reading. Hopefully we'll get into more detail in explaining that in a future lesson. So what could la hundoj legos possibly mean in Esperanto? Perhaps you can guess what I mean by la hundoj ne legos. That's enough to practice Esperanto verb tenses. Point at some things and say la trioj falos. La caroj movas. La ĉero standis. La trioj ne falis. La caroj ne movis. La ĉero brekos. Take turns with a friend translating each other. Or if nobody will practice with you, practice alone. So when you're ready to learn more, you won't have forgotten what you had already learned. And that concludes Lesson 3 of Esperanto Basics Simplified for English Speakers. Thanks.